Hello, good day. This is the daily analysis of S&P 500, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones for January 6th. The price closed above the rejection block with increased momentum, and ultimately, it formed a buy-side liquidity grab here. With a short-term correction towards the buy-side liquidity, it collected the sell-side liquidity here and finally gave a reaction to this range, FEG. By analyzing the 1-hour time frame, we see that after a short-term correction, the price entered this 1-hour unicorn zone in this section and had a reaction here, which we can observe by checking the RSI. It's in a downward trend, and if it gets rejected from this area in the RSI and the oversold zone, we can look for a trading strategy for a market position. But if the price continues with bearish momentum and closes below the 1-hour unicorn zone, it can continue the trend. Bearish. It can continue on its own until it collects the liquidity towards the sell side from this area, and eventually we can look for a trading strategy in this area where there's a 4-hour order block and an optimized 1-hour order block by analyzing it. Now on the 15-minute time frame, we can see that the price has collected the sell side liquidity here, which is the bottom. It was after New York afternoon and the Asian session, and finally, the swing low that formed here is in a high potential oversold area where the price could make a short-term move to the downside and form a lower sell side shadow in this area, and we could see a reaction from there. We can enter a buy position in the market, set the stop loss behind the swing or behind the unicorn zone, and set the take profit at the swing highs or the liquidity levels above. Also, if the price action moves significantly downward, the protective stop loss will inevitably be hit. The swing trade strategy specifically targets the previous swing highs as its primary objective. In this section, on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that a 4-hour order block zone has formed here, along with a liquidity pool. With increasing momentum in the market, the price can move upward, and eventually, after collecting liquidity on the buy side here, it may react to the order block zone and enter a bearish phase. So we can set our target at the edge or the order block here. In the NASDAQ symbol on the 4-hour time frame, the price entered a bullish phase as predicted, and eventually it reached this zone, reacted to the doji candle, and is currently in a consolidation phase. It is predicted that the price will have a short-term correction to the upside and enter this rejection block area here. If momentum decreases and we see weakness in the bullish trend, we can look for a sell position in the market, targeting the order block area. In this section, in this area, we can also look for a buy position in the market, targeting the edge. We see that after a consolidation move, the price moved downward. It collected liquidity on the sell side here, and with a quick review, we see that it entered the potential sell zone, which indicates the continuation of the trend. There is profit in the market. Currently, it's in a short-term correction period. It's currently in this range and could enter a bearish phase from this BPR zone. If the price breaks below this BPR zone, it could continue the trend, continue its bearish move and head toward the liquidity zone on the sell side here. And within this 1-hour order block range, we can look for a buy position targeting the swing highs or this rejection block area in this section. But by checking the 15-minute time frame, we see that the price, with a bearish displacement move, has collected liquidity towards the sell side of both the New York and Asia sessions here. And by analyzing the RSI, we can see it. The swing low located here is in a high potential area, which indicates the continuation of the trend. The trend is still bearish overall, and this move is a short-term corrective move, where the price could move further down. This area could form a shadow candle, and after that, it may continue its bullish trend towards the swing high targets. If the price reaches the specified area and forms a lower swing low, there's a chance for a reversal in the trend. We can enter a buy position in the market which demonstrates our second strategy. If the price continues its downward trend and closes inside the shadow candle, we can also use this opportunity to enter a buy position as well, to the target of the swing highs in this area, which forms a Ryan soldier strategy here. But if it closes below this area, it might have a pullback to the upside, to the target of the bullish order block in this section, so it can collect the liquidity towards the sell side here. Also, if momentum in the market increases, the price can continue its bullish trend up to the next point. It collects the buy side liquidity here, and in this area, we can look for a 4-hour FVG trading strategy, targeting a lower low in this section. By analyzing the Dow Jones, we see that the price, as predicted, had a short-term correction to the downside. In this area, there was a 4-hour FEG, and after that, it was expected to enter a bullish phase to collect the buy-side liquidity. Here, it was supposed to consolidate, but with the increase in market momentum, we see that it continued its bullish trend and eventually formed a higher high here by analyzing it on the 1-hour time frame. We can see the price movement here, and our prediction was that it would collect the sell-side liquidity at this point and then enter the FVG area. In this section, we were looking for a trading strategy for position in the market, but with the collection of sell-side liquidity. Here, it was accompanied by bullish momentum and an aggressive move. It broke through the important zone here and finally entered this 4-hour unicorn zone, which has been optimized to a 1-hour zone, and has entered a corrective phase and stopped, as predicted. If the price continues its bullish trend, it will eventually react to this 1-hour order block zone. And if it closes below the unicorn zone here, the 50% level at the FUG or the unicorn zone. The 1-hour zone here acts as a level for us and can be an important support. Now, if we switch to the 15-minute time frame, we see that the price during the London session showed accumulation movement during the Asian session, as seen here. It collected liquidity towards the sell side and entered the unicorn zone, which we can see by checking the RSI. In this part, it entered the potential zone, but the first reaction can be seen here. We can see that the price might have a corrective move to the downside. It collects liquidity towards the sell side here, then makes a bullish move followed by a correction. The swing failure pattern returns into the manipulation zone, and in the New York session, we are predicting a distribution move here, targeting the order block area in this section. Wishing you success and lots of profits.